We turned McDonald's Halloween candy buckets into rockets. But it wasn't easy.
Oh no.
Oh no. In this very special Halloween episode of West-Tek Solutions, we'll take you through the development of our first candy payload rocket.
What flavor?
Raspberry.
Ooh, it's me, a scary ghost. Hi everyone, just kidding. It's me, Brendan West of West-Tek Solutions. If you're a fan of fast food and Halloween like me, then you probably remember the McDonald's Halloween pails.
Now you can get McDonald's Happy Meal pails for Halloween!
They first debuted in 1986 and quickly became a nostalgic icon of the spooky season. Reusable trick-or-treat buckets shaped like a pumpkin, a ghost, and a witch. Every few years, McDonald's brings them back, and every time, the internet loses its mind. But we asked a different question. Can it fly? Well, that's where we come in. Can combining West-Tek Solutions engineering with McDonald's branding and design unlock a new era of candy delivery technology? Well, that's what we set out to discover, and we'd like to take you along for the ride. Setting out to turn these Halloween buckets into rockets wasn't just a challenge, it was an opportunity. A collaboration with McDonald's, tentatively, represents a major leap forward for West-Tek. Now, admittedly, maybe I'm jumping the gun a bit, and on the off chance that McDonald's legal team isn't super excited about what we're doing here, you might notice that some of the aspects of the branding are creatively obscured. Okay, big shout out to the sponsor of today's video, Thank you so much, McDonald's. Thank you, we got our happy here. Wow, let's crack into these and see what we got.
Awesome.
Here we go. I got some French.
Yep. Got them.
Okay. I got a little.
Oh, hang on. There's something else here.
What the heck? Well, what the hell
What?
is that? How'd that get in there? Yeah, so big shout out to McDonald's for sponsoring this video. Use code WestTech20 on the app to receive 20% off your next order at a McDonald's restaurant. For this challenge, we had three main requirements. The design had to incorporate the McDonald's Halloween bucket, obviously. It also had to fly on 13mm motors, and it had to be light enough for tumble recovery. Additionally, all rockets would be entirely 3D printed in PETG or PLA+, depending on material availability, and of course, the Ghost rocket had to glow in the dark. For the fin can, we repurposed a proven design from a previous toy rocket. Then we sourced a 3D model of the vintage McDonald's buckets from Thingiverse, link below, and began our redesign. The body tube was replaced with an elongated bucket top to maintain that classic ribbed look. The nose cone became the bucket itself, with a cone added on top to improve the aerodynamics. The candy bucket would actually serve as the payload bay, just large enough to hold one piece of candy. The final design consisted of two main parts, the rocket body, the fin can and the bucket, and the bucket top, friction fit for easy loading and unloading. All the modeling was done in Tinkercad, making this one of our simplest and silliest rocket projects to date. Well, you can't fly STL files, so next came printing. I sent the models to Bob and he began printing them on his Bamboo A1. The pumpkin rockets were printed in a bright orange PLA+, the witch rockets were printed in a vivid green PLA+, and the ghost rockets were printed in a special glow-in-the-dark PETG filament. In terms of printing, there were a couple hiccups. The first pumpkin print actually failed, but Bob discovered that by printing the rockets upside down, it actually gave much better results. The glow-in-the-dark PETG was also too moist at first, but after some improvised filament drying, Bob managed to salvage it. Truly the spirit of West-Tek innovation. Now, with the rockets firmly in hand, there's only one more thing to do: launch. So one early problem. The launch lug sat beneath the bulbous Halloween bucket section, meaning that the nose actually interfered with the launch rod. Our solution? Just drill a hole straight through the payload section. Maybe not the most elegant fix, but it did allow the entire rocket to slide into the launch pad. Unfortunately, our initial holes were too tight, and the friction, combined with the underpowered 1/4 A34T motors, prevented liftoff. After a few tweaks, widening the guide holes, and upgrading to a full-size A34T motor, we finally achieved a successful launch. But then came our next issue. These rockets were designed for tumble recovery, meaning that the ejection charge would actually pop the motor out and allow the rocket to drift safely down. However, due to the increased weight and drag of these rockets, by the time the ejection charge fired 4 seconds later, the rockets were already pointed downward. So instead of slowing the descent, the charge actually accelerated it. And the rockets effectively fired themselves back at the ground.
Okay.
Which, depending on your perspective, that's either a catastrophic design flaw or a new feature. Introducing the West-Tek Ballistic Candy Delivery System. Now, instead of gently drifting down, the rockets ballistically propel the candy back to Earth, ensuring faster delivery times and maximum flavor impact. So with that issue solved, or at least creatively rebranded, we moved on to the glow-in-the-dark ghost rockets for some nighttime testing. With the help of Bob's UV light, we were able to supercharge the rockets, and the glow-in-the-dark filament looked incredible against the night sky. We managed several successful launches without any noticeable damage, treating the neighborhood to an impromptu Halloween light show. All in all, we're thrilled with how this project turned out. Taking on such an unconventional design brought new challenges in aerodynamics and stability, but it also forced us to learn more about what makes a rocket truly fly. And in the end, we built something that, let's be honest, mostly flew successfully. We'll continue refining the design, testing new motors, and improving flight performance, but for now, West-Tek Ballistic Candy Delivery System stands as a testament to what happens when engineering meets questionable branding. And maybe next year we'll finally get that official McDonald's partnership. Whoops. Thank you so much for watching. Be sure to like, favorite, and subscribe. We have a lot of great videos coming down in the near future, and we hope you'll stick around to see them. So thank you so much, and happy Halloween from West-Tek Solutions. Bye.